For those of you who are interested in coming here to the US, whether as an international student, whether as a visitor, you want to come here for tourism, vacation, business meetings, you are coming here to visit your friends, family members, and loved ones, and you don't even have an idea of how much it will cost. This content is that content for you, because I want to give you a breakdown of how much you need to start saving, or of how much you need to save for you to prepare to apply for visas, whether as an F1 student, M1 student, as a tourist or a visitor coming here to the US. Because a lot of people have been sending me messages asking me this question across my social media platforms. And today I have decided to create this content. Because traveling abroad is no longer cheap, especially if you compare the exchange rate of the dollar to our various local currencies in Africa. So this content is going to give you an idea so that you know how much you need to come here to the US. And for those of you who also already you have your visas, student visas, visitor visas, and you are asking, no, sir, Comedy, the US is deporting a lot of people. Can I come to the US with my visitor visa for a visit? Of course, you can. From the various videos and news we've heard, we have been made to understand that majority of these people who are being deported from the US to various countries all over the world are people who committed one crime or the other. So for those of you coming here with valid visas, you are not coming here illegally. So if you still have intentions to come here, you are welcome. And if you are one of those people who is thinking, oh, this one that they are deporting people right here in the US, is it still worth it to apply for a US visa? Of course, if you have what it takes. The US is not after you people coming here with a valid visa. So feel free to apply for any of the US visas to come here. So I want to sincerely thank my returning and existing subscribers. Thank you very much for your support. And please, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, if you are new here, do well to subscribe, because right here, I bring you legit updates as it concerns traveling. And every of my services on social media are absolutely free. Let me know in the comment section of this content what you think about this content. If you have any question in mind, just drop it right there. Or better still, you can reach me on Instagram. I have a new Instagram account I have created solely for my people here, and it is called Gallant Nosa. The link to that my IG will be right there in the description section. Now, let me talk of those who have intentions to come here on a visitor visa before we talk about those who have intentions to come here as students. To come to the US as a tourist or as somebody who wants to come here for vacation, for a visit. Now, let me use Nigeria as a case study so that you can relate it, but I'm going to put these figures in dollars so that you can also do the exchange rate in your local currencies, because right here, I have people from other parts of the world who are following me. So now, if you must have ascertained and you have come to the conclusion that you have what it takes to apply for a US visa, the first payment you will make will be, or the first payment will be the visa fee. And the B1, B2 visa fee, the B1, B2 is the name for the visitor visa for the US. The visa fee is $185. You can just hold your pen. That is what you will pay for. It is non-refundable. $185. And in some countries, they do pay what they call issuance fee. So, but basically, in Nigeria, I still believe it's usually this 185. Once you must have paid this 185 for your visa fee, you apply for your visa, you submit your visa application, and you book your appointment. Now, the reason why I have decided to give you this breakdown, for those of you who are paying travel agents $5,000, $10,000 for US visitor visa, be listening so that you can know what you are losing paying those high amounts to those travel agents, and it doesn't guarantee you the visa. Whereas if you decide to do it yourself, you might even do a better job than many of these travel agents parading themselves. Now, it costs $185 for the US visa fee in Nigeria. I believe in many countries. Now, you don't pay for any other thing to the embassy till you go for your visa interview. Other expenses may include you taking transportation, whether flight or you want to take the bus to the state where the embassy is located for your visa interview. Maybe you stay in an hotel if you want to get there early. But to the US, it is $185. You don't pay any other thing. Then after here, if eventually you get your visa, don't forget, you are the one to provide all the documents if you have them. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the things you have to pay for. Now, before you go for your visa interview, you might book for hotel reservations, which you don't have to pay. You have to make reservation for flight to and fro. You don't have to pay. It is just make the reservation and add it to your visa applications, to your visa application documents. The embassy does not have a problem with you not paying for hotels and flights. It is a normal thing. You are expected to pay for these things after you must have been granted the visa. Now, how much does it cost to take a flight from Nigeria to the USA? Let me use New York as a case study here. Usually, it costs between $1,100 to $2,000, cheap flights. You can convert that into your local currencies. Between $1,100 and $2,000, provided you are booking this flight on time. If you book this flight way ahead of time, it is cheaper. Like there are many of us here, if we want to travel to other countries, we might book our flight 8 months beforehand. If you are booking flights today to travel next week, very, very expensive. But if you book months beforehand, it is very, very cheap. Now, at the end of the day, let's assume after you get your visa, you pay for this flight, let's assume $1,500 on the average, plus visa fee, $185. That is about $1,700 with flight. Let's say you book hotel, let's say maximum, let's say $600 for hotel, or $700. At the end of the day, you are not spending more than $2,500, excluding your transportation to the embassy for your interview and what have you. At the end of the day, with less than $3,000, you can land here in this US with the current exchange rate. And if you convert $3,500 in Nigeria, if you compare maximum $3,500 or $3,000, $3,000 can take you to the US with a legit package, without a travel agent, if you are doing it by yourself. And which is in Nigeria, with less than 5 million can bring you here to the US with the current exchange rate. Imagine what you are paying 10 million for. At the end of the day, travel agent might spend maybe 1 point something million, because usually you will be the one to pay for flights. At the end of the day, travel agent is making over 8 million from you for a US visitor visa. Now, if you want to come here as a student, this is what it might also cost you. We have spoken about flights, it's the same thing. Average $1,500 to $2,000 for students. Then maybe you pay application fee to the school, usually between maybe $50 to $200. In some schools, application fee is free. Now, you have to pay service fee, whether you are applying for the F1 visa or M1 visa. These are student visas. The service fee for this F1 student visa and M1 student visa is $350. So you pay visa fee $185, service fee $350. At the end of the day, you are paying about $535 to the US Embassy as an international student. Now, let's assume you pay maybe $100 to the school for application fee. That is $635. Now, the cost of living expenses here in the US as an international student usually is around $1,500 to $2,000 a month. So, if you are coming here to study for 1 year, you should be able to show that you have at least above $18,000 in your bank account for cost of living expenses. $1,500 for 1 month times 12 months, that is $18,000. If you are required to have $2,000 as cost of living expenses per month, in 12 months, you have $24,000. And if you are lucky, you may be given a partial scholarship, whereby your cost of tuition, the money you are supposed to pay for tuition, is reduced because of the partial scholarship you have been given. So just do this sum up. And in many cases, we have not even spoken about the school fees. From what I understand, there are some schools here that there are some schools here whose tuition fees ranges from between $10,000 a year to as high as $70,000. But for the sake of this content and affordability, I'm talking about the cheap ones, the affordable ones. There are schools here, $10,000 a year, $15,000 a year. Yes, $10,000 a year and $15,000 a year. So if you put all this together, it is the same flight ticket. You understand? So, and if you want to come and study here as an international student in the USA, all you have to do is to go online. If you already know the program you want to come here to study, check out the schools here and see the ones that offer your program. And also check if they accept international students. If they do, also check what their refund policy is. There are many schools here, they refund money to you. They refund your tuition deposit if you fail to secure the visa. And also do well to know on their website how much is required as tuition deposit. Yes. So this is basically what you need to come here to the US. It is not as expensive as many of you are saying it, especially those of you who want to come here with the B1, B2 USA visitor visa with less than $3,000 or thereabout. You'll be here in the Yankees if you do the application by yourself. I am just doing this content to let you know that a lot of travel agents are smiling to the bank because of your ignorance. The time to stand up for yourself is now. Travel agents were born into this world like every one of us, and they decided they want to learn how to apply for visas for others, and they learned it. And today, they can process visas for others. And it is not even that these travel agents are the smartest people in the world. No, many of you are smarter. But because you have decided not to pay attention, you are paying the huge price for it. So this content is to encourage you. People are coming here to the US regularly. The deportation here that is currently happening is none of your business. If you are coming here with a valid visa for a valid reason, you are coming here legally. And I expect to see you guys come here to the Yankees. All right, guys, thank you for listening. And I'm going to bring you the next content ASAP. Have a good one.